Hello everybody, myself Tanu, and today my topic is physics of nerve impulse. Physics of nerve impulse involves the study of how signals are transmitted in nervous system. It includes understanding the axons and how nerve impulse propagates along it. The generation of nerve impulse is a result of changing in a resting membrane potential, which is influenced by movement of ions through ionic channels. This process is essential for synaptic transmission, allowing communication between neurons. Axon and nerve impulse. The axon is a crucial part of nerve that carries nerve impulses away from the cell body. It is a long projection that is insulated by myelin sheath, which helps to speed up the transmission of signals. When a nerve impulse is generated, it causes rapid change in electrical change across the axon membrane known as depolarization. This change travels along the axon as action potential along the nerve signal to be transmitted to other neuron or muscles. Propagation of nerve impulse. This refers to the way the action potential travels along the axon. This process occurs through a series of steps. The first step is resting potential. The neuron is at rest with a negative charge inside compared to outside. This is maintained by ion pumps and channels. A second step is depolarization. When a stimulus reaches to the neuron, sodium channels opens, allowing ions to rush into the cell. This causes the inside of neuron to become positive. Third step is action potential. If depolarization reaches a certain threshold and action potential is generated, this is a rapid change in membrane potential that travels along the axon. Fourth point is repolarization. After a peak of action potential, the potassium channels open, allowing ions to flow outside the cell, restoring the negative charge inside. Fifth is propagation. The action potential propagates along the axon by causing adjacent sodium channels to open in wave-like manner, allowing the impulse to travel quickly. Sixth is myelination. In myelinated axon, the impulse jumps between nodes of Ranvier, increasing the speed of propagation. Uh, this process ensures the nerve signals are transmitted rapidly and efficiently through the nervous system. Ionic channels. They are specialized protein embedded in cell membrane of neurons that allow ions to move in and out of cell and generate impulses. Here are some key points about ionic channels. First is type of ionic channels. There are two main types called voltage gated and ligand gated channels. Voltage gated open in response to changes in a membrane potential, while ligand gated open where specific molecules bind to them. Second is sodium channels. During the depolarization, voltage gated sodium channels open, allowing sodium ions to exit the cell, which helps to return the membrane potential to its resting state. Third is potassium channels. After depolarization, voltage gate potassium channel open, allowing them to exit the cell. Next is calcium channels. They are important for synaptic transmission. When an action potential reaches the axon terminal, voltage gated calcium channel open. Synaptic transmission. It is a process through which neurons communicate with each other at synapse. Here are some points that how it works. First is action potential arrives. When this reaches the axon terminal of a presynaptic neuron, it triggers the opening of voltage gated calcium channels. Second is calcium influx. Calcium enters the neuron due to the concentration gradient. This influx of calcium is crucial for next steps. Third is neurotransmitter release. The increase in intracellular calcium concentration causes synaptic vesicles which contain neurotransmitter to fuse with presynaptic membrane. This fusion releases neurotransmitters into synaptic cleft. Fourth is binding to receptor. The released neurotransmitter diffuse across the synaptic cleft and bind to specific receptors of presynaptic neuron membrane. Last is termination of signals. Reuptake of presynaptic neurons, enzymatic degradation or diffusion away from synapse.